I never thought owning my dream car would end with cold steel clicking around my wrists, but the moment I rolled my Rolls-Royce into my own driveway, I knew trouble was coming. I live just outside a notoriously strict HOA neighborhood. I'm not part of it, never signed anything, never agreed to their rules. My property predates the HOA by decades, and legally, they have zero authority over me. Everyone knows this, except Karen. Karen is the HOA self-appointed enforcer. Clipboard, sunglasses, permanent scowl, the type who believes rules apply to everyone, especially if she doesn't like you. The second my Rolls-Royce engine went quiet, she appeared. She stood frozen at the edge of my driveway, jaw clenched, eyes darting between the Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament and my license plate. Then she snapped, "You can't park that here," she shouted, loud enough for half the street to hear. I calmly stepped out and asked, "Is there a problem?" She started pacing like a prosecutor. She claimed luxury vehicles were restricted, accused me of laundering money, and insisted my car violated HOA aesthetic standards. I reminded her politely that I wasn't in the HOA. That's when she pulled out her phone and said the words every homeowner dreads, "I'm calling the police." I didn't argue, I didn't raise my voice. I just smiled and leaned against my car. When the officers arrived, Karen launched into a full performance. She told them my car was stolen, unregistered, possibly part of criminal activity, and that I was refusing to comply with community regulations. One officer asked for my ID. I handed it over, then he asked me to step aside. 5 minutes later, I was in handcuffs. Karen smirked. I could practically hear her victory speech forming, but here's the thing she didn't know. My Rolls-Royce wasn't just legally registered, it was corporately owned, fully insured, and perfectly compliant. The land I was standing on, recorded, surveyed, and legally exempt from HOA control, and the call that officer made next was to verify ownership. When the confirmation came back, the tone changed instantly. The officer uncuffed me, apologized quietly, and turned toward Karen. They informed her that filing a false police report is a crime, that harassment outside HOA jurisdiction is a crime, and that she had zero authority over my property, my vehicle, or my life. Karen tried to interrupt. She was warned. She tried again. That's when she was told to step aside. Watching her face drain of color was worth every second. No charges were filed against me, but Karen was issued a formal warning documented by the department and informed that any future calls involving me would be treated very differently. As the police left, she stood there silent, defeated, clutching her clipboard like it might save her. I got back into my Rolls-Royce, started the engine, and drove off slowly, just to make sure she heard it. Moral of the story: never confuse authority with entitlement, and never assume handcuffs mean you've lost.